to my channel with Shanelle Explains It All. Today we are going to be working on this shirt, Mamacita Needs a Margarita. We're going to be doing that. It's a very basic shirt for beginners. If you're just starting out, if you're trying to figure this whole Cricut thing out, this is the perfect project for you. Yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so first we're going to start with our home page on Design Space. You'll click on New Project. And first thing we want to do is we want to enter in some text. So I'm going to type in Mamacita. And of course, I don't know if that's spelled correctly because I suck at spelling. And of course, it's not in spell check. Let me just glance at my phone. And it looks like it's spelled right. Give it up to the public school system. All right, so I'm just going to move that up out our way, and we're going to select text again. And in this box, we're going to put um, needs A. All right, so we got that. We're going to move that up out the way. And then it's going to say margarita with a margarita glass for the T. And of course, I don't know how to spell margarita either. So I'm just going to spell it out loud. And I know this can be spell checked. Yeah. All right. So then I'm going to just take off that T and A. And then we're going to move that margarita out the way. And we're going to just put an A and move that out the way. So now I do need a margarita glass image. So I'm going to go over to Google and I put in margarita glass SVG. So we're just going to find us a cute little margarita glass we can put as our tea. So this one looks cute, but I think it has a little too much going on. So yeah, we're not going to use that one. So keep scrolling, keep scrolling. That one kind of resembles a T, but just thinking about the weeding on that is giving me a headache. So, yeah. It takes me forever to try to find something. Oh, that's cute. Look at that one. A girl in the margarita glass. Oh, yeah, that's definitely cute. I so need that one. So what you're gonna do is click on it and save image as. And then we're gonna hop back over to Design Space. Well, we have to save it first, of course. Sorry, getting a little ahead of myself. So we have to save it. And of course, my computer moves so freaking slow. But it's okay. All right. So after we have it saved and downloaded, then we're going to go back to Design Space. Right now, if my computer ever moves. That one might be cute. Or that one. No, we're going to stick to what we have. All right. So then when you go to Design Space, you're going to want to go to Upload and Upload Image and Browse. And then your folder should pop up. Like I said, my computer moves slow. And we're going to find that image that we just saved. All right, and then you're going to click on Simple. It's only one color. So you're going to click on Simple and Continue. And then you're just going to want to make sure the Select and Erase tool is selected and just click anywhere. And you just want to get rid of all that negative space or the white space. Just want to get rid of all of that. Yep. All right, then go down here and hit preview so you can see what your actual cut file will look like. All right, so that's what our cut file would look like. What I am going to show you is how you can also convert it into an SVG using a website. And I'm gonna go ahead and save this one. Then we're gonna hop over there to the website so I can show you. And I'll actually leave a link down in the description so you know how to get to it. So when you get to the website, you're gonna hit from my computer and you're gonna find the image that you want to convert into an SVG. So we find our cocktail girl. And so then you're going to want to scroll down to vector into SVG because we're wanting to convert it into an SVG. All right, so then once you have it, you're going to hit download. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see it says download, and then it'll open a new window if you click on it, and that's the SVG image. Both of the images came out pretty clean, about the same. So you could choose whichever one you wanted to use. I did decide to go with the SVG. But you can just go ahead and save it. And I actually like to save all my actual SVG files in a separate folder just so I don't get confused. And so then you just go back to upload image and browse. And then you'll find that actual SVG image. And as you can see, we don't need to do any editing or anything. We can just save it. All right, so I'm going to just enter the SVG image. All right, and I'm going to resize it. So it's small enough to be about the same size of the letters because, like I said, it is going to represent the T in margarita. All right, looks about good. So now I'm going to move the margarita lady out the way, and we're going to select a font that we want to use with this particular design. I want something kind of fun, and I really do believe this is like the hardest part of all of my projects is trying to find a design, not design a font. All right. So I kind of like that one, but it's not as fun as I want. So let's look for another one. So we're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until something jumps out at us. So let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me. Nothing. 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 Oh, maybe that Cassandra personal use. Hmm, this one looks a little exciting. Um, and I actually got this one off of Defont.com, and I will be, well, if you want a video on how to use Defont, then please let me know and I will definitely do a video on how to use Defont. So these are fonts that I actually downloaded from Defont that I just typed in. And this lovely day is really pretty. I like the heart on top of the I, but I like the M in Mamacita. Now, normally I could just use the M from the other font and use the rest, everything else from Lovely Day. But for the sake of tutorial purposes, I'm just going to go with this Lovely Day. So what I'm doing now is my letter spacing. I'm trying to bring them as close together so the letters can flow and kind of touch each other. So I bring them together as close as I can without any letters overlapping. And then once I feel like they're as close as I can get them from doing the letter spacing, then I'll go and ungroup them. Yep, I ungroup them, and that will make each letter individual so that I can move it individually to have the right amount of space in between each letter. All right, then I'm gonna bring everything together, and I usually go to the align and align to the bottom to make sure everything's straight. But then I didn't like how it looked when I did that, so I just undid it, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. Just really fun. Everything doesn't have to be uniform. Just have it really fun. So, and also you don't want to forget to weld it together so that everything cuts out together and it won't be separate. So now we need to find a font for needs A. So, well, for the margarita and mamacita, we're actually going to do we're going to do the same font, and then the needs A is going to be a different font. So I'm just doing the same thing. All right, so now we need a font for the needs A, and I don't want it to be like a scripty fun font like the Margarita and Mamacita is. So I'm gonna find something that's relatively plain, but not too plain, but kind of boring, but not too boring. So yeah, you all see where my time goes into finding fonts. So this one looks cute, but I think it's too bold and it's almost a little too fancy for what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna find something that's just a bit toned down, more toned down than that one. So let's scroll. Let's needs a. There we go. Not too fancy and not too entirely boring. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to fix our letter spacing, make sure everything is close but not too close. We're going to ungroup it, and we're going to move that in over just a smidget tidget, and looks good. Move. Right now I'm just basically showing you when I say I align to the bottom. So I'm gonna just highlight everything align to bottom and see how that made everything line up. So that's what I meant when I said to straighten everything up, I align it to the bottom. And of course, we're going to weld that right on together. And we're going to put our cocktail boo lady back in margarita and see exactly what her placement is. So we just basically want to see what looks good and what looks right. You know, if Mamacita needs a margarita, then we don't want everything boring. We want this shirt to look like I didn't had a margarita. Nah, I'm so kidding. All right, so it looks like I want that margarita about right there. And we're just going to move everything together, select everything. You can select it this way. We're going to align to the center. All right, so now what we're gonna do is change the colors so that we make sure that they print out on the same mat. So I'm gonna make this one like a metallic pink. So I'm gonna just change it to a shade of pink, just for visual purposes, and so I can make sure everything's printing on the same mat. And then the needs A, I'm gonna do a like a solid pink. So I'm gonna just make this one another shade of pink just for visual purposes, and so I don't get confused because that's what I do. Okay, so once you have your project on the mat, you are going to want to make sure that you have it mirrored, and you have the correct vinyl set before you start cutting. So now I am about to cut mine. I'm going to start with the metallic looking pink. I'm going to place it down on my mat, shiny side down. And I'm just going to place that whole sheet down on my mat. And as you can see, my mat is kind of raggedy and disgusting. So it's going to take me a little bit to get that all adhered down. Yeah. Next thing on my list is a new mat. So I'm gonna just make sure that everything is pressed and is down before I actually do put it in my Cricut to be cut. So I'm just gonna get those edges and everything and take it over to my Cricut. All right, so now that that's done, I'm gonna move that out the way, and I'm going to get the pink and put that down, the other pink, and put that down. Now, I do want to let you know that your mat that you have is an exact replica of the mat that they have in Design Space. All the measurements are the same. So if you see that your design is like a little over 5 inches wide, then just go ahead and cut it out 6 inches wide. If it's, 6 inches down, then go ahead and cut it 7 inches down just to make sure that you have enough vinyl on your mat. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my heat press. And then I'm going to cut out just enough vinyl for this design so I won't have to do a lot of cutting after, or cut off the extra vinyl after it's done cutting in the Cricut. So I'm going to go ahead and get that chopped right on off and move that extra vinyl out the way. And we're going to lay that on our mat shiny side down. We're going to lay it on our mat, and we're going to make sure that we get it in the top corner. And again, we're just going to make sure that it's nicely adhered down, and it's lining up with the top and side of the top and side of the mat. All right, and adhere that down and send it over to the Cricut. All right, so then we have our first piece that we need to go ahead and get weeded out. So you do want to make sure that you start from the corner and pull it back, and do it very gently, especially if you have any fine lines or intricate details. In case it comes up, it'll be easier to kind of put it back when you are doing it, nice and gentle, versus if you just being rough with it. So just pull it back nice and easy. All right, so now it's time to apply the vinyl on the shirt. Here's the fun part. All right, so we're just going to put our shirt on top of our mat, and while the heat press is heating up, we're going to go ahead and just try to iron some of the wrinkles out of the shirt, as well as take, that moisture out of the shirt so everything can be applied and adhered smoothly. Um, Next, I'm going to just fold my shirt in half so that I can get a crease down the middle of the shirt, just to give me a guide as to where the middle of the shirt is so that I can correctly apply the vinyl. All right, so I'm going to just iron on top of that folded crease so that we can see it when it's time to apply everything. Y'all hear my baby? I swear he entertains himself. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and do the rest of the shirt. You can just make your crease as far down as you want. It's really up to you, or how big your design is, or whatever you feel comfortable with. You can just do the top if you want, or you can go all the way down. It's just whatever you want. All right. So now I'm going to lay my shirt back down, and as you can see, well, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up too well. You see that line going down the middle. All right, so now it's time to apply the vinyl. So I usually try to make my design start about 4 fingers down. Some people do 3 fingers. It's really up to you and how you want your design to look. I be starting mine 4 fingers down. This shirt is for myself, and I just prefer mine about 4 fingers because I am a little top heavy. Yeah. All right. So you just want to make sure that it is lined up. It's in the middle of the shirt, which you'll use that crease that we created as your guide. And then you can go ahead and put the rest of the design on there to make sure that everything is all lined up before you press that first piece down. So I'm going to go ahead and press it down. I did have my heat press set on to 305 for 30 seconds. And that's just what I chose to do. Sometimes I follow that sheet, sometimes I don't. Now you do want to make sure that you do lift everything up gently, so in case it doesn't adhere all the way, you can just repress it. And I do take a piece of backing paper that I had a rather large design on. I just kept it and I put it over all of anything that I press, and I just go over it. I feel like that kind of seals my design in. Just any piece of backing paper from any previous design, or if you wanted to take off a fresh one. I don't know who want to wear vinyl like that. I don't, but that's what I do, just so that I can kind of make sure that it is all adhered in, and that everything looks smooth. So I just go over. I don't have it set on a time or anything. I just basically just go over my design a few times, and then I'll go ahead and take that backing paper off, and still kind of take it off gently, even though it's normally not going to tug anything off. But there you go. Voila, you have your shirt. Alright, so thank you so much for watching my tutorial. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, the whole nine. Also, push the little bell icon to get some notifications from me when I do post other videos. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching, and that's it for Shanelle Explains.